Hey, Gutfoxx here. So, welcome to the MUT Men podcast, episode 181, and we have famous YouTuber Victionary in with us today. Vic, how's it going?
Going great. Says 181, number 81 for Mike Williams number. I love it. I came in at the right time.
It's faded. It was like it was meant to be.
Meant to be, man. Jesus. Hopefully he has a crazy game this week. But I'm glad to be on here again. I believe this is my second or third time in the years.
Yeah, we took like a small little 3-year break from the pod. We lost
Yeah.
Texas to like a real job, and I just felt like bringing it back and chat with people.
Right. I swear, Tex became like a real human being and not like a person who doesn't touch grass.
Yeah, it's
Like the
sad to
rest of
see
us.
when your friends get lives.
Right? I'm not gonna lie. I did that before him though. I definitely got into a life before him, and then he was like, "Damn!" And then he kind of did the same thing, and now we're all just like growing up.
Wait,
Man,
you got a job besides for YouTube?
no. Well, I
Oh, you
have
got
one. It's
just
just
family.
not. It's just it's an over 18 job that I can't talk about like that. You know.
We'll be seeing you on amateur night at a local strip joint.
Listen, if you ever see me, don't tell people where I work at. I'm telling you. Just I'm working on my body so I can make it to like the big time in the Big Apple. And then I'll
He's
be
in
getting
he,
spray tanned and stuff.
quick fact. He's at Greasy Poles in West Houston.
That's the good part of Houston. I wouldn't mind working over there, honestly. So
There you go. Yeah.
yeah.
Um. So, all right. There's only like one topic I really want to talk about this week, and we could talk about other mutt stuff and good points that you see this year. You wanted to come on the podcast because you had like one point you really loved about Madden this year, but the big issue is the pack strike going on right now,
Yep.
where everybody's trying not to give EA any money because of how poorly they've treated their audience this year. I mean, we get treated poorly every year, but this has been like an absolute exception. Like it's been way worse. I don't think we've seen packs this bad since like 18, right? And that 18 was the last time when we had the little Jimmy movement, right? You lived through that. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on how this relates to that? Give the history around that for people that don't know about the little Jimmy movement.
So the little Jimmy thing was Madden. Which one did you say it was?
I think it was
Madden
18.
18, 19, somewhere around there. I really don't even know where the name came from. It was just like a little kid, and, and they just kind of ran with it. But it's basically kind of like a stand up towards, or type some sort of like community, like get together of like, hey, like as a community, everybody has bad packs. It's not just because we all see people have good packs, good pack openings, bad pack reactions. Some streamer might have the best luck and I might have the worst, or vice versa. I might pull fire packs on stream and then when I record it's, such and such, or back and forth. So it was just to the point to where everybody was like, bro, like, has anybody done this? Has anybody pulled that? Has anybody seen this? Has anybody seen that? And there's no reason why there's new cards in the game, and it takes minutes, not minutes, hours for them to pop up. I always felt like that was crazy. If you just put something in the game, I feel like it should be kinda at least like make it like I know they play with the odds all the time. Make it to where it's really sudden. Make it to where 10 of them pop out within their first 20 minutes. I don't know. So they can see it. Like I have to see it on the auction block to believe it's in packs. If it's not an auction block, I'm not believing that it's in packs. So now I'm not opening packs. Now there's also another thing you can do where you open packs and you get to make rights and you kind of plan on it. But I'm like, it's kind of disappointing and it's kind of crazy how people are we're kind of preying on EA's downfall for them messing up so we can get make rights, and then the make rights are just as bad as the first packs. It's like well damn, who's really winning? Like there's no winner, really. There's no winner because you pull the same 482s and the same 80s and the same 81s, and that's why I kind of like how people aren't, doing as many pack money pack based videos as much. Um, I love the creativity going on just in Madden in general right now. Like all the rebuilds, all the face of the franchises, all of the theme teams, all of the just everything. Everything that's not regarding or not based around. Like, okay, I will say
Yeah,
sometimes
because
I will open a bunch of packs for a video, but that's just like in a lump sum. Like that's a quick, big pack opening, and then like honestly, I haven't opened packs since maybe the first All Maddens. That's it. That's the
That's a few
last time I
weeks
opened
ago.
money in
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, I mean, like it's been terrible this year, obviously, right? And like you're right about the community having to adjust because pack openings are just boring and they're overdone a lot of times until we get actually exciting packs. Then wildly the numbers come back. It's insane what like good things that people like they tend to watch about this. Like remember the view numbers on like those insane cornucopia packs in like Madden 15?
Yep, I miss them.
So it's like it shows like the community cares about things that are like neat, and I feel like EA oftentimes loses the perspective of like why we play the game. Like a lot of like my biggest rant for a while now is like they hire people that have no experience in MUT, right? They bring over like the NBA Live guy who killed that franchise. Now we're back here to be the Grim Reaper of Madden 23 and Madden and Ultimate Team in general. So it's like it's so weird, but like hopefully this kind of message, this uproar, right, has the same effect that it had in 2017 in Madden 18. So Mutt Guru, I got his tweet up on the screen right now. If somebody asked where can we find the podcast, it's on Apple and Spotify, just the MUT Men podcast. Otherwise, Gutfoxx 2 will have it also. So, anyways, Mutt Guru, who used to work at EA, says that Little Timmy, Little Timmy, not Little Jimmy, Little Timmy movement, which was started by Toke, it was the Muttober was a direct response, right? They wanted a closed door office, didn't come out until we had a plan to fix community concerns. Things like rewards were tripled. Do you think EA nowadays, where like we've had Kralo come from the community, we've had all these like people come from the community, do you think they care? Do you think they're listening? I mean, every morning we're listening, we hear your feedback, but they heard our feedback and then they decided for this Gridiron Guardians promo to also have no rerolls, even though that was one of our biggest complaints about the AKA promo.
To be honest, I think they care to a certain extent of um how can I put this? Um they only care if people actually don't spend the money. Because no matter what, people are gonna spend money. Like everybody can be like, oh, I'm not spending money, pack strike, pack strike. There's no 100% way to tell if nobody's really spending money. Like honestly. Like for example, a YouTuber like me, right? I don't necessarily record videos the day they come out. Upload them a day, 2 days, 3 days later, whatever. So I could record a video today, spend $1,000, and still say that I'm part of the pack strike and just upload the video after. So there's no real way to see if it's gonna work, and I don't really think EA is gonna be affected by it. Honestly, I like the idea. I love the idea of the community coming together, but in this day and age, I just don't like any publicity is good publicity. Unfortunately, nowadays. So now that they're
Do you think
trending,
like
go ahead.
oh go on.
Oh, I was just
No,
saying, now that they're trending, they might look at that as a good thing. Like, oh, Pack Strike, what is? And you go on Twitter, what is Pack Strike? Oh, okay, EA, okay, Madden 22. What's on Madden 22? Oh, Madden 22 football game. Oh, now somebody's playing football. Like, it's just, and then they can always just drop crazy players and get everybody to just forget about everything. Like, they can just be like, all right, you guys on a Pack Strike, cool. Let's drop Deion Sanders, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, and make a promo out of it. And everybody's like, "Yay!" They thought about us, and there's just like you forgot the entire principle of you know the pack strike.
yeah, so you bring up a point of defeatism, like the fact that you're so like, oh, this is never gonna work, and that's how the community's normally always been. Like the Little Timmy movement did work a little bit. They brought in like better packs. They mentioned it. We saw that like Easter eggs and stuff where they mentioned hashtag or not hashtag, but they mentioned Little Timmy somewhere. Like they did. Then my guru said they triple rewards. They did stuff. So it has worked before. So why so defeatism right now? What's changed from Madden 18 to right now? And then like you also bring up a point which I think we could get into later about what makes the protest successful and what happens. So first off, like why do you think it's changed? Why are you so negative right now?
I am negative right now just because, like I said, EA's never shown us that they've cared for the most part. Like they've never shown us like, okay, we hear you, we understand you. We're gonna change this, we're gonna change that. Other than like competitive gameplay side of things, that like they're real like money is on, but when it comes to like MUT stuff and like things like that, like they usually take the entire, off season and they put it in the next game. Just like the training stuff this year. I've been saying training not necessarily ruined Madden, but it didn't help. And they kept it in for what? 3 to 4 years, and the entire market is based on training. No matter how good or bad a card is, I never understood that. People would always say, "Oh, training is this, training is that, training is this, training is that." They never would say anything about it, and then they would just take it out and say it's a new feature, no more training, this, and that. So I don't see enough positivity coming from EA side to not think negative. If that makes sense. Like I
Yeah,
don't see
well,
the good in the bad. I guess you would say.
training has allowed us to make a lot of coins over the years through different like arbitrage methods and rerolls and stuff, and have fun, kind of like, like end of year like training variety packs have been absolutely incredible and saved the game, like last year, the year before. Training itself, I feel like, isn't bad because of what they allow us to do with it. It's when they take out the rerolls that we hate, and like I'm getting rid of power ups has really helped us kind of save coins on cards, and like we can sell cards more. It's more in our auction. But I think like they got rid of power ups personally because I think they got lazy and they didn't want to put out as many power ups as they had last year. So that was more like less for us and more for themselves, not to work as hard. So like I don't know. It's like your defeatism attitude's kind of disheartening here, Vic. Unfortunately, and I get what you're saying. Like people aren't, maybe won't, but I feel like with enough pressure on, and then EA sees this, like they did the fixed Madden franchise. They got that trending. This trended up to like I think number 6 or something on Twitter. I feel like it's got to make somewhat of a difference, right? Combine community action. And if we all are defeated about it, then I feel like there's no progress whatsoever. And then MUT is just going to keep going down until it Madden mobiles itself, and then nobody's playing it going forward. And we just like lost the mode that so many of us enjoyed because EA's greed got too out of control. So like collective action like this, where we're all like, hey, fuck them. Let's like try and hit them where it matters. It actually, like, how many years have we talked about this? Like, this would be the ideal solution to it. So now that we have the solution and people trying to like do it, why are you saying the things that you're saying?
I guess defeated is a strong word. I'm just not like I won't be surprised if they don't do anything, if that makes more sense. Like if they do something, I'm like, oh, okay. Like whenever they did the house rules every day when the game first came out, I give them their flowers. I was like, okay, this is some great stuff. I was very, very, very on the up and up. And then they took it out, and I was like, don't tell me this is the start of like them just not caring. And then I heard that they take it out and they put it in for like 2 or 3 days now, and it just seems like it's going back to what we didn't like before. And then now we have this, so I'm really hoping that it changes something. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just the same old EA.
So, what would you consider a success here? What would you consider like? What would they change? Like, there was the list of demands that Zerk put out, which I thought were very reasonable, and
Yeah.
very easy to achieve by EA. Like, he wasn't asking for the moon, which is a good thing in my opinion. Like, here it is. Here, I'll put it on the screen for all those on Gutfoxx 2 right now. Obviously, if you're on a podcast, just listen for a second. So, better rerolls, better pack odds overall with bundles plus toppers, $100 version of a promo bundle, more than the game itself cost. Should be enough to complete a master of the promo or a full legend, right? A 90 overall for $100.
Yeah.
Solo reward with B&D Champion Fantasy Pack, or at least top set pieces that can be added into sets to help no money spent players. So literally, like, what? 3 asks. Better rerolls and packs. The bundles and toppers, I guess that kind of rolls into packs. 2 asks when you actually think about it. Better pack odds and solos being rewarded. Like, that's not that hard, right? Because MLB The Show comes out an incredibly popular game, makes a ton of money, even though they have gameplay worse than Madden, because they reward people for playing the game. And right now, solos aren't rewarding people. Like, you get there, you get an 87 BND that doesn't even compete with the top cards in the game. It's embarrassing. Solos should give you a card that can compete with the teams out there right now in the online leaderboards. Like, remember like the freaking Journey 16 Amari Cooper? Like, we've had some good solos in the past. Why can't we get that going forward? Like, it just makes no sense to me. And like, so doing this and
Even
everything, what would you consider would be success? What could they give us? Like, what kind of, like, okay, increase the pack odds. That's pretty easy for them. It's a couple numbers. What if they increase pack odds? They give us some like rewards and stuff. What if they don't touch solos? Is this a success if they only give us half?
I think it's a small like win, but think about it, like I just thought about it. What was it, Madden 15, where you got Luke Kuechly and Peyton Manning, and they were the best cards in the game for. Well, Luke Kuechly was good for like what 4, 5, 6 months. Like he was the best middle linebacker, the style master. Like
Yeah.
those. That's what I'm saying. Like I want those things back, and I don't know if the people that were there then are there now, and it's kind of disheartening because that's when solos were so much more rewarding. And I went to the more money spent side. I mean I do know money spent as well, but I spend money as well. And you can't like you said, you can't open $100 legend bundle and your best card is an 83. That's
Yeah.
just like if that's honestly if they just start with that, let's say for this pack strike, let's just say we start with one out of those three things or two out of those three things where rerolls are better and or packs and toppers are better. That's a win. It's not the biggest of win because my biggest win will be those things, them fixing draft champions, them fixing KO mode, making it more interactive, more fun like it was the first time it came out, putting new cards in draft champions before they get released, like a day or two before, like they used to do in Madden 17,
16.
18, 16. They used to put them in
16.
there 3 days before, and you would have to go find them. And it was like a little scavenger hunt. First person to find them always posted, the first videos or posted, their stats on Twitter or something like that. Like that's my biggest win when it comes to MUT like that, like fixing all of that stuff. But I do like that we started with the packs, and like I said, I'm optimistic, but I won't be surprised if that. Like I said, defeated is a strong word. If I did sound defeated, my bad. But I would
Yeah,
say I will not be
so
surprised if EA is just like, and it's just like, yeah.
so are you participating in this protest?
Oh yeah, I haven't. Like I said, I've opened packs since all
Oh
Magic
man.
promo. Yeah, I haven't
So
touched it.
so what okay, so how much of that would get you like, or how much until the community calls it off do you think? What's that line? Like, I really want to know because I don't know. Like, the little Timmy movement got called off a little prematurely because they like released Randy Moss, and I was kind of disappointed by that. But then like EA went ahead and fixed things anyways. So, or like, obviously, 18 was a lesser of the MUTs, one of my least favorite because of how they started it, and it got a little bit better. But regardless, what I'm trying to say is like, when do we stop? Like, what is that? Maybe I should talk to Zerk. And I know he's busy today. I asked him to come on too, but he said it was busy this afternoon. But like, in your mind, what would be that line? What would be like? Is the success all three things or not?
I would say a successful strike would be all two out of the three. Majority, I would say majority. So two out of
Okay.
the three. One isn't enough in my opinion. Like I said, out of those three things, you got better rerolls. They can easily just touch numbers with that one, and that'll be fixed. They don't even have to go in and do anything crazy and look at the market or anything like that. I mean, they have to look at the market, but not so much as pack odds and toppers and solo rewards. I feel like might be one of the easiest,
Yeah.
honestly. So really, rerolls, getting rerolls and solo rewards fixed, and then slowly but surely getting on pack odds. That's a win in my opinion. It's
So you think
go ahead.
we shouldn't settle at all? Get all three of them, and that's
Oh
it.
yeah, that's the goal. All three. So that's what I'm saying. Like what, like you said, what is the like? How do we know when we win? Essentially, like how do we know if we've won? Is it the reroll is getting better? Like somebody gonna just test that, and then with the pack odds, are we gonna see the percentages change as well as them giving better toppers? The solos is gonna be easy to look at because you don't have to spend any money. You can just log in, look at it. Oh, they dropped the 92 overall. I don't know, Najee Harris. all I have to do is play 40 solos on all Madden, whatever. Cool, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's the easy, that's the
that
easy,
would be hot.
cakewalk in the park, and you can check that. But the pack odds is something that they can say. That's why, like, sometimes whenever they have the pack odds and the percentages, I still don't fully believe them because there's no real way to test that. I don't think so because I can get me, you, and 15 other people, and we all buy the same exact bundle. And because there's hundreds of thousands of other people playing, there's no real way to see the percentages and how they, affect it. That's just, even whenever you do the reroll things in the videos, everybody's percentages are different. So there's no, there's no
Yeah,
real
I mean,
way to
but that's
even
just
see that
that's
it
just I mean that's
works.
just statistics and sampling. You get a statistic drop like a thousand samples. You can find the odds. That's basically population, not population level samples, but it's statisticians say about a thousand attempts at something will give you basically the exact numbers that you need for that one.
So that's what I'm
Um,
saying. Do we
it's it
actually believe that? Like the little
well no
percentages
what
on
we
packs?
literally gather the information as a community on a lot of the roles.
No, I'm talking about on packs. Rerolls, that's it. Rerolls is something that they don't really have. I don't think they have percentages on.
They
But whenever
don't,
you
but
go
we
to
gather it
packs,
ourselves.
it has the more info, and it's like, oh, you have a 6% chance of pulling a 90 plus.
I mean, but
Like how
EA
to
has no reason to lie. We'll buy it regardless. But yeah, I mean, if things got, we could gather information on packs to see if they are. But yeah, it would be more expensive that way. And obviously, we can do like certain golds and stuff, get a golds and stuff that they charge us coins for, or lower end packs. We can get those samples. But like to me, over the year, like their odds on it just like looked like they're really low, right? They look like it's like today's packs, the team of the week packs. There was a 4.7% chance that you were getting an 85 overall card in a pack.
crazy.
4.7%, and the 85 overalls go for 23,000 coins. Okay,
That's crazy.
so and people still buy it, right? And so like, yeah, why would they lie when they show their odds are so bad for such low value? Like, and we still buy it. Like, there's no real reason for them to obscure the truth. But when it's like the lottery, you're gonna lose money in the long term in the lottery. But like, oh, maybe that one time, maybe I might pull the top, and is what people buy it for. So like, it's just yeah. Somebody said Gap Pack needs to come back. Yeah, Gap Packs would be great too. There's so many things that are taken away from us that have been so just annoying. So I don't know. I think I agree. All three need to happen for us to give it up. But like, what if they never do? Do we just never spend on the game mode again? What if they like say fuck you, we're not doing solos? Like fuck the no money spent. What if they literally go Madden Mobile style? Now we're taking
That,
away your auction house.
that would, I'm not gonna lie, that would be hilarious if they were just like, all right, well, you want to strike? We're gonna strike and just turn the servers over. Something funny like that. That would be so wild of EA. Obviously, to do, they would never do that. But I
They'll bring in the
got,
fucking Pinkertons to break us up.
yeah, I don't. Like I said, the only way to really tell if we can get all three is obviously if they change, the way everything looks, and then we just have to trust them from there. But it's definitely needed and necessary because I remember didn't Star Wars do it whenever something in the game happened?
Yeah, I mean, EA has responded to public hate, right? Madden franchise with the fixed Madden franchise, that got like fucking almost not really like overhauled, but they added a bunch of new things to that, which they hadn't done in like 10 years. And now Bengals wilding out, having a great time, popping champagne bottles, making third takes. And so like that changed, and that was good that they updated that, even though I feel like they made the scouting worse. So it's like, be careful what you wish for. The scouting was way better before they changed it. But like, they also, yes, Battlefront, that happened when Darth Vader. Can you imagine? Dude, how crazy is this? They rioted over like a 40-hour grind or like $40, I think it was for Vader, something like that. It was like, the sense of pride and accomplishment. Dude, us in the MUT community have like just like we've just taken it up so much. They're like, oh, $40 for a new character? Yeah, let's fucking send it. We get like uniforms that are like shit for like $10. People buy that.
I'm unfortunately one of the people that have done that. I'm not gonna lie. I spent $5 though. It was when the game first came out for the Chargers uniforms. But that's why we're in
Yeah.
the that's why we are where we're at now because we just say, oh well, this is what we're used to. Unfortunately.
So yeah, hopefully hopefully this works. I mean, like, I'm gonna try to hold the line. Hopefully they come out with like a statement. Like if they come out, what would you want them to say as their statement? If they could make one, well, like be their PR person.
Don't make it corporate sounding. Like, don't make it just like one of those EA help answers. Actually make this statement relatable to people, like to the consumers and stuff. Like, don't just be like, we hear you, we understand where you're coming from, we're going to do our best to change it. We don't want to hear that. Like that. That's literally an EA help answer. We're going to do our best to do this. No,
Yeah.
just come out and say, okay, we're going to fix this. We fixed that. We did this. We did that. We're going to change this. We're going to change that. Tomorrow is this. Tomorrow's that. Give us some. Give us some. Even whenever they have the like content for the week, it's just, did they ever put dates on it, or is it still the same? Just like this is this week.
They don't put dates on it, but like TJ will say in the morning, "Oh, this is coming out Thursday." So yeah, it takes a little while to know the date. I don't know why they don't put dates on it, but no,
See,
they don't.
like that's crazy because it's just like, oh yeah, this is coming out this week. Don't know when it's gonna come out, but just um, be sitting beside your PS5 or your Xbox, just be ready to boot up at a random time. And then like, what happened with Team of the Week yesterday? It just didn't come out because they were lazy and didn't know.
I've seen a few theories on it. I think the leading theory that I like the most will be I think Team of the Week, the sets that they had were taking old Team of the Week cards, like they did last week. Like Team of the Week 1 took a Team of the Week preseason cards, so you can make them for cheaper. And I think it makes sense to me that Team of the Week 2 was taking Team of the Week 1 in preseason. They're like, no way, that won't make us the most money possible, and people won't be forced to do this and buy packs. So let's hold it up, send it to Miles, so that way we can force them to buy new content.
Wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. Okay. I mean, I can see why, but I feel like this is stuff that you should have prepared going into, not necessarily going into the weekend because we don't know who's gonna have good weeks or good days on Sunday and or Monday. But God,
Yeah, I mean, like, how long have we been doing this Team of the Week stuff? A decade? How do they not
yes,
have better processes by now? How is it not enter in a few stats, push a button, and then it auto does everything except
yeah.
for the artwork, right? You drag the artwork from the artist, you drag it over into the drop artwork here spot. You type in you type in the stats and then hit a button and then boom, it's scheduled live. How have you not automated this shit by now for every promo? It's not like your promos are that wildly different. It's the same fucking sets within sets shit that we've seen for the past 1,000 fucking promos in a row. It blows my mind why they haven't they gotten somebody to automate this for them. Like it's
I
like they
would
got like,
love to
dude,
see that
it's
process.
seriously like they're like handwriting everything. It's like they're going like, all right, 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 0. Like do they have to type out in fucking basic to get these cards out? How is this so significantly difficult?
I would just love to see their process of how they like just to be a fly on the wall to see how they decide certain things. Because I know like nobody that works there will ever like tell, I guess, the secret for the most part. But I would love to see how they did the team of the weeks and how the process works to like from like artwork to stats to like making the sets to even the descriptions to the card out of the sets to hitting live. Like how does that process, is it a long process or is it something that one of us could do in 10 minutes if we really actually cared about it? Because it's not that hard to change stats once you start off with a base card. Because they follow the same model of if it's a +2, then everybody their entire stats get +2 or +3 or something like that. Unless they just mess with their, you know, I've always wanted them to do team of the week based on how the player played. So like if Tua for example, was throwing a ball everywhere, so it shouldn't be as fast because he didn't run the ball, but maybe his throwing stats are really good because that's how he played that week. But
Yeah.
that's one thing I've always fought for to just never went to their heads. Even the same thing with like Lamar Jackson, how he didn't really like throw the ball that amazingly, but he had that crazy slant to Bateman, and then the 80 something yard run, 60 something yard run. So why he should be a little bit faster, and let's say if he got a team movie card, obviously. A little bit faster, but throwing stats didn't go up as much. So you can't throw the ball. You can't expect to throw a ball with him great. That's just how. I would look at it. Same thing with like defensive players, like Minka. Minka had what the pick six, so he should the first week of the season, pick six Minka, right? So his play rate should be really high, awareness really high. He had a bunch of tackles, so tackles should be really high, and maybe speed. But like, I would love to see
Yeah, I mean
their
it's the same
start to
thing
stop
for
process.
It's the same thing for flashback cards where like
That
you
too.
shouldn't just like the flashback promo, you shouldn't just like increase their stats all by like plus twos or threes. You should actually flash back to how he played that year. Like, right? If they're younger, they'd be faster. And if like, they're older, then their mental stats would be higher. But instead they make like out of position Megatron the smartest defensive player of all time with high end zone, play rec, and awareness because they have no fucking clue what they're doing.
Never understood that, but yeah, it's so like
It's
I said, I would love to see their start to stop or start to end process on how they come up with the
I should
promo,
really see if
the player,
I should
and the
see if
packs.
Kralo's available. I might. Well, he doesn't follow me anymore. I should
You
try
can
and reach
figure
out
that
to
out.
Kralo somehow.
If you can figure that out, I would love to know how their start to end process of players, content, packs, sets, toppers. Because I feel like once you get one of them, it's very easy to just, kind of cruise on the rest of them. So let's say you start off with the packs, or you start off with the content. Team of the week, right? Tua went crazy, 90 overall. Okay, so I feel like Zerk said, I feel like you should be able to finish an entire team of the week player, if not both, if you spend $100. Because these players are
Yeah,
going to be outdated in what, 2 weeks? Maybe max 3 to 4? For sure,
if
three
they're
to
not
four weeks.
already worse than what we already have. Yeah.
Exactly. Like there's most cards are done within 2 to 4 weeks. So why can't we just get that player done for that $100? Speaking of the game is, I mean, the best version of the game is $100. The regular version is what, 60. So I'm spending almost double, and I still have to go and sell cards and if not buy another bundle to complete one player.
Everybody in chat's talking about NDAs with Kralo. It depends on what state he's in. I don't know where he's at. I had to look up local laws if it's even enforceable. But yeah, I mean, they could have hit him with a NDA. I don't know how long. It might be a year NDA, so I might have to wait until. Well, how long's it been out of the game for? It's been over a year. Usually NDAs don't go any longer than a year. Sometimes they do, but um, yeah, a lot of NDAs are unenforceable. So, but he's probably like doesn't want to rock the boat too much. So I can reach out, see what he says. He'll probably decline, to be fair. But we'll see. But worst he can say is no, other than like no plus you're ugly plus ratio plus you falling off and you're a dead YouTuber.
I saw
Um,
somebody say they would much rather earn the player by playing the game. I agree with you. That's where solos come in at. But if people don't have time for solos, that's where you just skip that. You skip the lines, like having a fast pass in a amusement park. You pay extra, so you don't have to wait in lines. So you pay extra for packs to try to get the player faster. It's not saying that you can't earn the player by playing solos and playing house rules and playing head to head and things like that. We're just talking about packs and toppers from that standpoint. I never really said that you shouldn't be able to by playing solos. No, I actually would
yeah,
rather them have it to where you can get a master from playing an entire, let's say they drop a solo stream where you play all 16 games, 5 minute quarters, and you get to pick a 90 overall player. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of work, but it's for a really good player. A lot of people would do it. A lot of people wouldn't do it because they, don't have time for it. So what do they do? Buy packs. It's a happy medium in there somewhere for both sides. Trust me. I'm not on the buy packs is everything side. Trust me. It's not it's not fun opening packs and getting 83s and 84s and you record a video for an hour and you only get to
yeah. I
use three
mean,
minutes of it.
this all takes me back to my old days on World of Warcraft, where like, all right, back when it first came out, there was no like level grindings or anything like that you could pay for. And so people would just like go on eBay and buy people's accounts at like level 60, right? So that way they wouldn't have to go through the painful part of the game. They could actually just like, play the content they wanted, like the end game raids with like their friends and stuff. So they didn't have to put in all that, grind time. And so it's the same thing like it should be where like if you have time you can get a great team, but if you don't have time you can pay, and that's where the company needs to come into the spot and they can take your money at that point instead of what people are gonna do, which is just pay fucking people to grind their account anyways, right? So like that should be the balance instead of it just being the only way you get a good team is by paying. That needs to be it. It shouldn't be so tilted like it currently is, where you even you paying, you won't get a good team, right? You got to pay thousands on thousands to get a good team here now.
Yep, and if you don't, you cannot compete. If you do not, I mean, you can still compete, but sometimes the dice roll does not go your way. But for another day.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah. So I think we're kind of both in agreement. Instead of maybe Team of the Week, they should do what MLB does, where if a player goes crazy, hell, his attribute gets boosted. I don't want MLB and Madden to be the same game. I like the Team of the Week promo. I like it. I think you should keep it. Why can't they make a solo promo? All cards come from solos. Be a grind, but they're actually comparable stats to the cards. Yeah, that's fine with me. $1,500 for a Legends Plus team. 1,500. Yeah,
Or
that's about right. Yeah.
or they can
What's
make
up?
it to where you do all the solos and you get like maybe an overall or two less than like the real player, maybe. So, just an idea, just a thought. So let's say Tua has a 90, you grind the solos, you get like an 88, 87, 8 somewhere around there. You still get the player, just obviously not as good as the people that paid money, something like that. Because you have to
Yeah,
reward
I
the
don't.
people that pay money, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately, but unfortunately. Like, just kind of how
Like,
it works.
I mean, I just want the money to be I mean, I know you can earn stuff through like Legend seasons grinding or seasons grinding itself and get coins and stuff, but I don't know. I miss the days of like the old Journey and stuff where they gave you packs and coins, and I know they can't do it no more because people have farm accounts and take advantage, and they hate farm accounts. It sucks. But like I like it where you can build your own ultimate team instead of the one just EA randomly gives you a lot of times with their B&D cards and stuff that we're seeing. And like even B&Ds, like they keep going backwards on this stuff too. Like from 1/2 training on NATs to now quarter, and now it's down to 1/10. It's terrible, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember when we hated NATs? Remember that?
Yeah.
We were,
Yeah.
and now they've made it even worse than ever before.
It's getting way worse because now everything is like that. Like before, it was, some cards it was slow, some cards were, some cards weren't. Now it seems like every card is.
Yeah. MUT Champ's card's been pretty good for free. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that comp pass? I know a lot of people didn't like the change this year. What was your thoughts on the comp pass changes this year?
I honestly haven't been able to like fully grind it out, so my opinion is not going to be as valid. I'm just be honest with you. I've gotten Trevor Lawrence, and other than that, I've been really busy, so I haven't even gotten the Woolen guy or the I want to say it's Cortland Sutton, the third one.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to really grind like that. So I've heard everybody have been having problems with getting their rewards though. Luckily, I haven't. Like I've been getting all of mine. So I guess I'm in the rare group of people that's actually getting their rewards. But I can only imagine somebody that's actually, taking time and putting in hours and putting in time and you're just not getting rewarded. So I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a pretty decent idea. Another way to you know get rewards in the game. I don't agree with them taking away rewards for like solo battles and all that stuff, but like why not just keep those and add this as well? That I didn't understand. Like they took away certain things for to put it all into this competitive pass. So now that part is I'm still confused about. But as far as the whole like working thing, mine has worked, so I can't really.
Yeah, I think like the people
You
who didn't work were the ones that got through it. That one week they got through it really quick, or like they try to boot up like Monday mornings. They've always been broken for a few hours until they kind of like fully load, um, which is just weird to me. Why it's not instantaneous as much. Um, I don't know. It's a little confusing. Like, cause I do appreciate what they've done with that field pass, but I know a lot of people hate the changes to weekend league, making it a week long. I could never do 25 games in an entire weekend. I did that like twice, and I wanted to like die both times.
Yeah.
I went like what 22-3 with a disconnect fucking loss that week, and then like 21-4 the next week or something when I did it, and I was like never again. That shit literally made my chest hurt. So it's just I don't know. It's a little, I would say, frustrating. Frustrating that so many changes have happened this year, and almost none of them, and there's been maybe a couple, but almost none of them have gone the player's way. Like the one thing that I know that I the only thing I'm giving credit to EA for is the draft champions and making it free to play. Has anything else gone our way this year?
Um, if it is, it's something very minimal, something
Yeah.
very, 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 very small. I can't think of anything that's like the one thing. Like I said, the only thing I was like kind of like giving EA their flowers for and like geeking about was them making house rules in the game like nonstop. The first like 2 weeks of the game, when house rules were
Yeah.
in there nonstop, I was like, I love this because you don't have to play an entire game. You just have fun. You know, if you're gonna try, this is fun. And then now I'm getting told that it's not in the game other than like every what other weekend or something like that. I'm like,
No, it's coming in. It's coming in for like 3 or 4 days, like once a week at
yeah,
least.
like that. Like why? Like just keep it in there, even if just change it once a week, if anything. I don't know. I thought that's one thing I am upset about. Like I was like, man, House Rules is a W of a game mode. No matter what it is, whether it's the college one or the I don't know, 20 points or whatever, 50 points, 100, whatever it is. It's fun because it's not traditional 5 minute quarter or 4 minute quarters Madden. You can play a
Yeah.
game quick. You can get a turnover and get a touchdown, the game is over. Or you can get a
Yeah.
pick six and the game is over. You can get a fumble six and you're up, however many, whatever. It was just fun. Like it was, you had weekend league where all the, competitive guys went during the weekend. You got regular house, regular Madden where, the casuals play, and then weekend league. Just fun. You just go in with random teams and do crazy stuff. That's what I was. That's probably the thing I'm most upset about. If I had to pinpoint something.
Yeah, and you're right about house rules. Like for years I've said there needs to be a quicker like dad mode in gaming sometimes, because like Madden games can take 40 minutes, and if my kid halfway through the game or three-quarters way through the game starts crying, I'm like, oh god dang it, now I gotta quit, lose the game because I gotta go tend to the baby, or he'll cry, wake up mother, and then I'll get yelled at, and I'm like, I don't need that kind of stress in my life. So house rules are awesome. House rules players are sweatier than weekend league this year. Like, I don't know. I want something I could just like, yeah, get in, get out, and then like not be beholden to like needing to win it. Um so yeah, I don't, yeah, and like, yeah, somebody said draft champion rewards also got nuked. That's true.
That's
um
crazy.
yeah, like, I don't, dude, why don't they care about our time? Like, why don't they love us and the time that we put into the game? Why don't they respect us at all?
And they just completely just forgot about draft champs. Like it doesn't even look the same. Like I remember one time I played and like the overlay of the lineups is like they're overlapping. I'm like, there's no way y'all hit publish on this or you hit live and you can't even see all your players. But 2 years
Well,
in
you
a
gotta
or 3 years
scroll.
in a row.
You gotta scroll down, I think, the lineup,
Yeah, it's
right?
ridiculous. Phew.
Yeah. I don't know. Overall, frustrating. But that's what I want to talk about. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up the pod this week, Vic?
Um, nothing else, nothing else. Just making sure everybody drink their water, and making sure nobody like folds on this whole pack strike thing because it seems like we have a start, but there's no real direction if that makes sense.
Well,
Like you asked me earlier, and
the
you were like,
direction is those goals that we talked about, right? I'm glad that Zerg
well,
had a very defined direction versus just generic shit.
is like, but I'm saying we don't have a direction as far as like how do we know when to stop? How do we know when is this? How do we like the question you were asking me? And I was like, damn, I actually like I was talking to Zuck the other day. And I didn't ask these questions. She was just telling me, the things, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But how do we know, like you said, when is when will we be satisfied? Like, what will satisfy us? Is them
Yeah.
just making a statement? Is it them coming out and like apologizing and admitting that they did wrong and this is how they're gonna fix it? Like that would be my, satisfaction is them coming out saying, "Hey, we understand your frustration. Pack guys have not been the best. They own up to it with the exact words and not the EA help answer, not just the we understand you, we'll change, or we understand you, we see why you're mad or something like that. Come out and be like, okay, we messed up. Pack guys aren't good. We see that. We've adjusted. We've changed toppers. We've made it to where you guarantee this. We've made it to where you like actually say the things and not just beat around the bush. That would be my end goal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you. I think we'll know it when we see it, and I think everybody will have their own endpoint too. Like, so I think like we should coordinate like with Zerk and everything. We kind of put like if EA does it, is it good enough? And I think we should, before we say it's over, like
Yeah.
talk and maybe that'd be good to kind of like coordinate like that, so that way we're all on the same page before one person says it's over for them, and another person's like, well, I don't know, was this enough? And so yeah, having
Exactly.
like some sort of combined voice would be important.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Um,
we have an idea of the direction, but we aren't on the complete same page when it comes to the everybody being satisfied. Like when is enough enough? I guess you would say. Like when is that point to where we're okay with you know
so what's your
um
what's your pie in the sky want for Mutt? Like, what's your dream?
oh
Like,
man.
say like EA blows your fucking back out. Good. What is
Okay,
it?
this is one of them is them having the practice mode, but you can also build a team of any player in the game that you want. Let's say you spend like 10,000 coins, 15,000 coins, whatever, for a temporary lineup. Um, Obviously, you just put in any cards you want. The game is unranked. There's no really rewards for it. You're just playing with cards. That's one of them that I've always wanted for years. It's just being able to try out cards and see if you like them first. Because a lot of cards don't have like now. It's a lot of based on release. Like everybody knows, Rodgers' release is ridiculous. Like if he gets a new card, he is the quarterback by far. Whereas
Yeah.
somebody like Herbert has that weird release where his leg lifts up, and because I'm a Herbert fan, I'm going to rock with the card, but I might just want to play with it and not spend 750,000 coins because he's a limited edition that nobody can pull. And it's like, well, I don't even want the guy anymore. Like he's my favorite quarterback, but I'm not spending a million coins on, somebody that's going to be fun for me, but I know nobody really wants this card. So that would be a game mode is if they added like a playgroundish
Well,
game mode.
that's fun. I mean, that'd be perfect for testing YouTubers and stuff to get gameplay. Like that's so funny. They had like wasn't that Madden 15? They had rent a players. Like they had that,
Yeah.
but it was like rent individual players for a certain amount of contracts, right?
Yep. Yep. And then people exploited it because they put him as their D tackle number 4, and they didn't use contracts.
Really? I didn't know
Yes,
about
I
that part.
remember that. They literally stopped doing it because of that. Because you would put him in as your D tackle 4, or like you're like in your backup, and because back then we had contracts, it didn't cost a contract for your backups, only your starters. So people would have that rent a player for the entire like 2 weeks. And so that's when they were like, all right, we give y'all an inch, y'all took them out. And I was like, damn, man, like we had something good and we just kind of ruined it. But I mean, not everybody's gonna think the same, but it's like that, and then also like a playground mode, like Fortnite has it to where you can create little rules and game modes. So let's say I can make it to where I don't know, all of my players are 5'4", and it's easy to do instead of going in each single player and doing it. Make a playground mode to where you can just do fun stuff. You can make little challenges and make little mini
Our
games
own
like on
custom
Madden
house
oh 07.
rules.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like you remember the mini games on Madden like 08, 09, throwing the ball through the rings, trying to play DB with the little football guy, then you got to bat it up, or playing, the one where you have to like run and score a touchdown, and you gotta like break one tackle and you get enough points and stuff like that. Like
Yep.
those things, man. Those things would
Like if
be
they have them, make them
fun.
into MUT solos too. Right? You
That
make a MUT
there you
solo if you
go.
got to put up 20 reps on the bench.
There you go. See, it's just stuff like that, man. I just feel like a playground mode would be so cool. Like make it to where, um, let's say, I mean, I know this is obviously like you said, this has been breaking your back, but make a game mode where it's literally like, um, like a playground mode. It's like based around like a pack and play essentially, or like a draft or something like that. Like not just regular draft champions, but something to where
You're talking a Magic the Gathering draft. You're talking the draft that Madden used to have in like 12, where you and an opponent buy a certain number of packs,
yeah,
and then you pick cards out of the pack and you trade them back and forth.
yep. And then having those, you remember those little like trick cards where like you don't drop the ball, or you have like
Oh,
plus
those are called
50%
abilities.
speed.
Those are called abilities now, Vic.
No,
Give it
no,
the
forget
times.
that. Forget that. No. I don't know. I want the like sticky hands, man. That was the funniest one. Sticky hands, and like like whenever you got sacked, I think you were like unsackable for like one play. Literally, you could just. I don't think it was called sticky hands. It was something, but you wouldn't be called. You couldn't be sacked the entire time. But like as soon as you broke the pocket, you could be tackled and you could fumble, obviously. But behind a line of scrimmage, you could just stand there like for days and just sit there. It was just like funny, corny stuff like that, man. I miss just
Run out
that
the
type
rest
of
of the
stuff.
quarter. Yeah, run out an entire game mode with that active.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's what I'm saying. It would obviously not be ranked or give you any crazy rewards. It would
Yeah.
just be like for like Fortnite's playground mode where you can spawn in 50,000 buses and whatever. So it's
Or
just
houses on the field. Oh wait, we
or
got that.
houses. Here you go.
Unlimited field goal
Man.
distances. Yeah, they kind of have
Yeah.
that with like the field goal modifier. To be fair, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Um, yeah, appreciate it, Vic. I really hope they hear us, respond to us. Like, it'll be like I know there's a lot of pessimism in the community, but I think this is the closest to like change that like obviously change happened after it happens, but to see change coming down, I feel like this is the closest I've seen to like knowing it's gonna happen, right? Like 99% chance I feel like EA is actually gonna fucking listen and change shit, and I hope they do, right? I really hope they hear us and our anger, because the thing is like I don't know if mobile ever did something like this, but they were angry for years and years, and they never got organized, and EA kept putting more screws to them, and they kept losing people. So I don't want MUT to go down the path of mobile, because it is crazy what they did to one of the most popular mobile games in the world six
Yep.
7 years ago, and they ruined it. So yeah. Anyways, Vic, everybody check them out. I'll link your channel in Twitch. I guess I gotta find it. Well, or whatever, Viction. Yeah. Any last words?
No, just hoping for the best, man. Like I really honestly hope that my I won't be surprised. Like like whole thing is 1,000% wrong, and I wouldn't mind being wrong. If, but based on what I said earlier, I won't be surprised if they didn't do it. I honestly, I hope I'm 1,000% wrong, and they shut me up, and they're like, "Yo, Vic, suck a fat one. We're gonna prove you wrong, and we're gonna do this." I want to be wrong, but
That's the best feeling, right?
yeah,
Like,
I don't mind being wrong. I want to be wrong, and then I'm like, all right, cool. So it's a win-win. Everybody's happy, and in the end, I'm happy.
like I was hopeful I was wrong about Mitchell Trubisky this year, but they sadly he showed me who he is, and yeah, it sucks. All right, Vic, take it easy. Good talking to you.
Man, when do you think they're putting in Kenny Pickett?
What's that?
I said, when do you think they're putting in Kenny Pickett?
I think Trubo plays this Thursday. If he looks as awful, you gotta have the discussion.
Yeah, and
If
you
he
have
looks
10
terrible
days
against the
off.
Browns,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Who do you
and
play
then
after this
prep him.
week?
I don't look forward games. I can take a look at it.
'Cause I know it's
Steelers.
Browns. If it's somebody that's
It's the Jets.
oh yeah, you can try him against the Jets.
But then they got the Bills the week after that. Maybe.
Ooh,
So it goes Jets, Bills, Buccaneers,
jeez.
Dolphins, Eagles,
Jesus. Good God.
And then the
I ain't gonna
Saints,
lie. That's tough.
Bengals, Colts, December 4th, Falcons.
Okay, he might get some playing time then. But
Yeah, then we got
those are
Ravens.
4 tough games. Jesus.
Yeah, might lead to leaving Trubo to take some punishment here, especially against the Bills and Bucks.
Yeah, that I'm not looking forward to that Trubisky against the Bills. It's not gonna be. All right, like I
That's
don't even want to
definitely
play the Bills.
fade the Steelers in that game without a doubt. Although last year the Steelers beat the Bills because of their overwhelming
Oh,
defense
defense,
and
yeah.
they got decent special teams plays.
But there's no TJ Watt, and I feel like he's your Michael
Yeah,
Jordan. Just
I
steals
absolutely
everything.
I think this so Watts missed like 5 games since last year, and they've lost all 5 of them. And even in the games that he's only played like one half or less, I think they only won like one of them of like another like 5 games. So like they're awful. Like their pass rush, it's crazy how much more time Mac Jones had in the pocket. But last week versus like the week before when they were just murking Burrow every down.
I think the Bengals just I don't know what their offensive line problem is, but it's pretty sad to see.
They spent so much on it. Burrow might just not be getting the ball out quick enough.
That's what I was thinking too, and that's what I saw. And I was like, I don't want to believe
Yeah.
it, but might be true.
Maybe they just have too many deep routes, and you don't want to just chuck it into coverage every time, even though to chase is not a bad idea.
It's not. But throwing 5 picks is not a good idea either.
Is Herbert a top 5 quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah.
He's top 3
Non-biased.
quarterback?
No, I'm not giving him 3.
So he's either 4 or 5. Do you think he's better
5.
than Lamar?
Yeah, I think so. He's 5.
He's 5, Lamar
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, I give
Okay.
Lamar 6 or 7, only because my top 5 is. I still think Mahomes. I don't like the Chiefs. I still think Mahomes is the best quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. This dude is ridiculous. Yeah,
Better than
Mahomes.
Rodgers?
I think so. Just like the stuff he does, man. I
The
hate
thing
to
about
see it,
Mahomes, though,
but
like, Mahomes has one of the greatest play calls of all time and a Hall of Fame tight end. Rodgers has like 3 dudes you'd find behind like Kmart.
he also has Aaron Jones, who's a really, really, really good running back, and AJ Dillon. They're solid. I just he does have a great tight end, but I mean, all great quarterbacks have the great tight end. He had Devontae Adams at one point, and I think I would
That's
take
true.
Devontae Adams over Travis Kelsey, honestly.
But he had Hill when Devontae Adams was on the
That's,
Packers.
that's true too. But I mean, every quarterback needs a like. Look at Tua now. Even though I still talk, I make fun of Tua, but Tua
You
finally
got
had 2
roasted.
good receivers.
You got shit on Twitter for your
Yeah,
Tua turned the ball over
bro, he
tweet.
was in my DMs going crazy. He called me a 20-year-old that makes a living playing Madden, and at first I was like, it
Kind of a
sounds like
compliment.
the life. Yeah, like it sounds like the life, bro. Like if you would have told me this when I was in high school, I would be like, yo, I like that. But my number one is back to Mahomes, probably Josh Allen, Rodgers. Still, I mean, he hasn't
Brady.
done crazy things, but you still got to just respect Brady and put him up there.
Yeah.
And then Herbert. And then
Wow.
probably Lamar. And then Burrow. And then, am I missing anybody?
Nah, you're kind of good.
Yeah, I'm not putting Russell Wilson in the top 10. I'm sorry. If you're a
I
Broncos
feel like he's
fan, I'm
I
sorry.
feel like he's borderline top 10 for me still.
I think he's like 13, 12 or 13. I'm putting
Okay.
Burrow ahead of Russell Wilson. I'm not putting
I
Mike.
would. What about Dak? Is Dak better than Russell?
Yeah, I'm taking Dak over Russell easily.
Kyler.
Over Russell Wilson, they're probably 11, 12, 13 in that same area.
I gotcha. If Tua
Bird
beats
is
Bills,
not
he's top 5.
top. That does
Wow.
not make someone top 5. Like it's just one game does not. No.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is definitely on the rise. He's definitely on the rise. But how many times have we seen a quarterback start off their first 6 games look crazy, and
Remember
then
Sam Darnold last year?
yeah, literally Sam Darnold looked like an MVP candidate for the first 3 weeks, and then
The
got
fucking
destroyed. So
Panthers.
I don't want to hear that. Like
Yeah,
we
he
all
went from
know,
MVP candidate to like his head coach being fired within a few games.
yes, literally. And then we all know Kyler for the first 6 to 7 weeks is untouchable, and then after that, he's
Call of
mid.
Duty comes out.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, all right, enough football. So Hurts is top five in fantasy easily because he's a scrambling quarterback. But as far as quarterbacks, just in general, like take out fantasy, if we only went on fantasy, Joe Flacco would be number two right now. So we're not doing that. But
Well, yeah, obviously not fan. You can't do that. You can't. You can't.
why Burrow over Russ? Because Burrow's better. What do you mean? Is this Russ? I think Russ is on a decline and Burrow's on the incline. That's why. It's very simple.
You
Like
take the youth over the experience.
yeah, his
I
experience
think
was
Russ has the worst head coach though. I think like, dude, people underrate how bad Hackett is just because he's new. He
yeah.
looks fucking trash.
He has some terrible takes. Between him and the Falcons head coach, oh my goodness. The Falcons head coach was like, "Yeah, we're going to use Kyle Pitts pretty much as a decoy to get the ball to some guy named Carlos or something." I'm like, "Are you stupid? You drafted as tight end number 4 overall, a tight end, and you're going to use him as a decoy, bro? You could put me out there, and I'll be a decoy. Like, get in the
They're
ball.
gonna leave you wide open though, right?
Nah,
You're
that's
like
the
in a little
problem,
Giants, they leave you wide open
man.
the whole game. Like at the end, they'll throw it to you once for the winning score, right?
That's all I want. Just give me one catch and I'm out the game. I'm running out of bounds. You're not hitting me either. I'm not getting hit by these cyborgs of players. I'm not. I'm falling. Herb has 0 playoff appearances. Those are team stats. I'm sorry. Those are very
Yeah,
much team
coming for your
stats.
Chargers now, dude. Chargers in
Crazy.
this simulation are tearing up my Steelers. I might have to turn it off, dude. I'm
Bro,
not a fan of this.
people that use playoff appearances and stuff like that are crazy because in
You
reality,
know what?
Mahomes should have at least 3 Super Bowls by now. If we're being honest. 2 to 3.
Trent Dilfer 1 Super Bowl, Dan Marino 0. Thank you.
There you go.
Dilfer better.
There you go. And what's the name? The guy from Aikman. Aikman had what? Emmett, Michael Irvin, the greatest O-line of all time. Like, come on, man. It's a team
They
sport.
also
You
had
need
really good
defense.
defenses.
Yeah, you need defense, bro. So people that use that whole wins and this and that and playoff appearances and Herbert went 4 for 4 on 4th downs to bring a team back down 15 with like 8 minutes. I don't want to hear that. Like, stop. And then just for your defense
I
to
mean,
give up a drive a minute later, like, come on now.
Flacco did that not more than 5 minutes ago. He did that in under 2 minutes, dude.
There
What are
you
you
go.
talking about? Flacco better than Herb's confirmed.
Literally, he's looking like it right now. Jesus.
Yeah.
Old
he is.
young man is getting it done. But you need defense to win games and get into playoffs, and we all know that. And you need health and coaches. So it's a lot of things to play into that. But I usually just go off, kind of stats and the eye test, essentially. Like, it's just some throws that Herbert's making. You're just like, how? Even the throw when he broke his ribs on 4th down. Like,
That was actually insane.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not telling me that Dak Prescott or like Russell, like that. No, they're not sitting in the pocket throwing a dime 40 yards on a rope with a broken. Like, come on. Like, I get it. Y'all might think I'm biased, but it's just my quarterback, bro. It just is what it is. If y'all had him as your quarterback, you'd be doing the same thing.
I know you got a lot of defense of your quarterback, but I will not defend my current one. He's trash. Trubo, you can have him. Like, take my quarterback, please. Yeah, NFL talk's always fun, always fun.
Love it.
And yeah, I don't know. You need a podcast, Vic. Just NFL talk,
Think
Vic
so?
talk. Yeah.
You think so?
And I feel like
definitely
NFL
just
coverage.
love doing it.
NFL coverage is still like the number one thing if you want to grow on YouTube to do. I feel like because like people get copyright strikes so much off NFL coverage,
Yeah.
almost nobody's covered it for years on YouTube. But I feel like there's so much growth potential there still.
I'm gonna try it. I might try it. Dak is I'm taking Dak over Kyler. What are you talking about? It's okay, man. Like, the thing about football is that it's so situational based and scheme based that we'll never know how they are in other places. But just based on where they are now, yeah.
Fire Matt Canada. I agree with that take. That guy sucks. That's our offense coordinator. Herbert's problem is with the Chargers. So why does the Chargers have so many talented teams over the year, but they can never win? And why are you still a Chargers fan after the move? seems kind of weird that they disrespect your city and they go, and then
No,
you're still a fan.
the play calling this year is garbage. They just run stick and PA boot. It's ridiculous. Like the pick six was stick. The touchdown he scored
They're
before
mad at
was
players.
stick. Literally, it was just stick. And I mean, it's just I also feel like they keep a good rotation of players coming in and out. So it's kind of hard to like venture away. Like if you think about it, LT to Rivers, and then Rivers to like, you had Gates in between there, LT in there. Then you had Keenan. You got Keenan, Derwin Bosa, and then Derwin Bosa. Now you got hurt. Like it's just they always keep a nice, like I guess you'd say all pro-ish player in there. You know, so it kind of you get attached to the new player essentially. Even Vincent Jackson, rest his soul,
That's
but
fair.
Vincent Jackson was great.
You
Um,
never have like Detroit years.
no, where we just had nobody like Eric Weddle on defense, Cromartie on defense, Sayal, Merriman. Like we have always had somebody to root for. So we don't go to the playoffs. What do you mean? We haven't been to the playoffs in what, 3 years, and we never go to the playoffs now? Jesus. Good God. I'm sorry the Chiefs are fucking world beaters right now. I'm sorry the Bills have completely turned their franchise around now. They're good now. Jesus.
Yeah, I feel like the Steelers are only one Josh Allen away from being like really good. What's your thoughts on
That's a
that?
lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's like
Dang it.
saying giving us like Sean Payton or something. Like that's a like if we got Sean Payton as our offensive coordinator, bro. The sky is the limit. Instead, we got Joe Lombardi throwing check down. So yeah,
There's an old saying like it's only like 10% of people are actually like really good at their jobs. Would you say that's true?
yeah. I can see why that is. Why that's yeah. I can see that. I can
Things
see
like
that.
there's so many football coaches like you'd think 10% would filter up to the NFL, but
Nope.
we have like Hackett getting jobs somehow.
You have Hackett getting jobs. You have coaches like the Falcons guy getting a job, and then you have people like the Lions guy who is I feel like he's a pretty damn good coach. What is his
He's
name?
great at motivating his guys, yeah.
Yeah, like that type of stuff you can't really teach. Like you can teach all the smarts, Sean McVay, smart guy. Andy Reid, smart guy. DeBoer, smart guy. But like that motivating and that like that like I guess you would say stern talking to, you can't really like teach those things, and he has that. Like that dude is, I can run through a wall for him, and I don't even know that man.
But like, do you even need to motivate people to run through a wall when they're getting paid millions? Like, isn't like
I feel like
Belichick
yeah,
is like, if you're not doing your job, I'm gonna fire you, and that's your motivation.
I
And
feel
like,
like
he's not
yeah,
really a rah guy, is he?
I feel like yes because you want to make them feel like they're kids again. Like they're not like they're high school kids still trying to make it. Same thing with college, still trying to make it. You make them feel like that, they'll sky's the limit. But when you get a bunch of guys that know it's like, all right, no matter win, lose, or draw, as long as I get 2 sacks and 8 tackles, I'm getting 200,000 every game, whatever. We win, lose, I don't really care. If
Yeah,
you
that's
can make
true.
it feel like it's their kids again, they enjoy the game again, I feel like you'll get the best out of them then. So
So let me just ask you, would I rank Tomlin in the NFL coaches? I think he's probably like fourth. I'd go
I would
like
say I would say
Belichick's.
third.
You think third? I would go Belichick, Andy Reid, and then McVay, and then
Tomlin,
he's
nope,
number four for me.
nope. I'm going Belichick, Reed, Tomlin, then McVay.
Oh, okay.
That's mine. Like Tomlin is one of those guys that just he's had a winning or like a stalemate record for how long since he's been
Since
there?
yeah,
Like since day come on, man. Like that's crazy. That's
they have had
crazy.
I mean they had a Hall of Fame quarterback most of that time, but he's been trash and injured the last few years, which is where Tomlin has showed like how good of a coach
But
he is. The
still,
Antonio Brown situation.
I mean,
So yeah,
you got plenty of guys that walked into I said Hall of Fame quarterbacks, but like really good quarterbacks for the
yeah,
years.
that's a quarterback. A quarterback's not a regular Hall of Famer. That's like a different level of franchise success,
Yeah.
right? Look how trash the Colts were for so many years, but they had Peyton Manning leading them. They had Andrew Luck leading them. They still made playoffs. They still won a bunch of games. So like Hall of Fame quarterbacks is a different level than just like a regular Hall of Famer. Like the Chargers always had like right at tight end that Merriman played like a Hall of Famer for a few years there.
Yep.
Little different.
John Harbaugh is not 3 or 4. I'm sorry. Respectable though, probably 5, but not 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Tomlin, Reed, Belichick, and McVay are ahead of Harbaugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Harbaugh's definitely up there though.
Yeah.
I don't mind that take at all. Yeah. All right. Well, Vic, NFL talk over. Hottest take of the year, and then we'll wrap it up.
Hottest take of the year. Hottest take of the year. It's not really hot. I mean, it's not really hot. I've already said it, but the Broncos will finish with a losing record, and so that's not really hot.
Nope.
That's just something I've always said.
Give me a new one.
Hot, hot, hot. Since the season started, let me think of a hot take.
Okay.
It's gonna take a minute because I kind of want.
How about Jalen Ramsey isn't a good cornerback anymore?
Ooh, that's a hot one.
Yeah,
but then he came back with the game-ending interception. So
he did have that nice pick. I will say he out-jumped the fuck out of that guy. Yeah.
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons wins MVP.
He's winning
That's a
defensive
good
player
one.
of the year, though. He's winning defensive player of the year for sure.
Yeah, like a clear favorite to me.
That's a good one. I couldn't think of him as Jags winning the AFC South. It's not really hot anymore, honestly. It's really not even that hot because the Titans have been mid for a while. They've just gotten away with it because the division is bad. The Texans look promising now, so they can't just bully the Texans. And then the Colts look even worse. The Jags are the only team to look put together. Jags winning the AFC South. There we go.
What about Giants going 2-15?
Now that's gonna sting. that was sting. I'm not gonna lie. That was sting. Make a hot take on my Chargers.
Oh yeah,
Really
Chargers hot take. Not positive. It can't be a positive take. It has to be a negative take.
A negative thing. I don't want to say it, but we might have overpaid J.C. Jackson. He might be some mid, but he's still getting off an injury. So, like I said, that's the only negative thing I can really think of, honestly.
I get it. Eckler will regress. I hope not. He's my fantasy running back this year.
The thing about it that I've noticed is Eckler every year has gotten hurt around week 12 to 15. Every year.
Oh, I'm screwed.
So now I see that they're taking a different approach of not using him as much throughout the year. So it's healthy if we make the playoffs, At least that's where my head is at. That's what I'm thinking.
I like that because I'll need him for those weeks for the playoffs. Yeah. Hopefully, if I can make it.
So
I got Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm currently riding him to the hopefully promised land of the playoffs.
He's a dog.
I was dude, I targeted him and I had a couple drafts. I needed him. I wherever I drafted, I overdrafted. I love that guy coming into the year.
I love the
I'm glad that it's working out.
And Jahan Dotson. I was a huge fan of Jahan Dotson.
He looked good.
Yeah, and Carson Wentz is gonna throw the ball 40 times a game. Like he's gonna throw 3 picks and 3 touchdowns with 275 yards.
Yeah, the picks don't count against Dotson though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I took him.
I love it. All right. I will see you later, Vic.
All right.
Good talking to you.
We should have like an NFL discussion day or something. I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna figure it out. Just get a bunch of guys in and just talk football and talk trash about other people's teams. Yeah.
I like that idea.
I like that
idea. Get like rivalries going, like people like teams that are playing that week and have like trash talk time.
Yeah, because Hamps is one of my biggest ops in the chat right now. He's hating on us big time. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Hamps, who is your team? I got a personal vendetta against you. Now, who is your team? You better not say the Chiefs. Now I actually need to know who your favorite team is. I'm calling you out in chat single-handedly. Like you are getting singled out in chat right now. Nobody else say anything. I'm just looking for him. No. There's no love. No, the love is lost. The love is gone.
Wow.
You're
Falcons.
Falcons? Oh my! You know what? I'm just gonna hug you. Okay? I'm just hug you. You need love in this time. Okay?
That's even worse. To pity somebody, that's even worse of an insult, dog.
Yeah. He just needs love. He's just taking the love. He's taking his anger out on the season on me. I can respect that.
I love it. All right, take it easy, Vic.
All right, man.
Peace.
Peace.